It's Horizon Theater's Southbound for the holidays. The merry, the magic, and the madness. With your hosts, Brittany and Megan. Tonight, we feature music from Gwen Hughes and tales from 4 storytellers. And now, the December 2021 edition of Southbound.
Yes, absolutely. Welcome, everybody. I'm Megan.
And I'm Brittany.
And this is Southbound, True Life Tales.
From the ATL and beyond.
Woo! This is our second live performance.
Yes, in the Horizon Theater. Welcome, everyone. Live theater is back.
Yes. So please silence your cell phones.
Yes.
Yes.
Right now. People
yes.
forgot.
Everyone forgot last time, including myself. So yes, busted. Also, there's some people at Zoom. Hello,
That's
welcome
right.
Zoom.
Hi, guys. Hi, Zoom.
Hi, Zoom.
Now, make sure you see some questions in the chat, Zoom folks. Have you been naughty or nice this year?
And what are you wishing for this holiday season?
Yeah.
You
So
guys
our
were.
audience.
I know y'all were great about filling out and getting
Thank
your
you.
chocolate.
Thank
Excellent.
you. Yeah.
Excellent.
Megan, I think we should just, read some of those answers.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Let's hear. Let's hear some.
Some of my faves.
Mm-hmm.
What are you wishing for this holiday season?
What, Brittany?
Health, COVID disappearing 2022, right? And an air fryer. I mean, that makes so much sense.
Yes.
I mean, I love that thing. 360, 10 minutes.
Exactly.
I mean,
Who
is that
doesn't love an air fryer and no COVID? Duh.
Right, yeah,
Yes.
I got another one.
Okay, yes.
Were you naughty or nice? Nice. I got all my shots and boosters. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Boosted. Excellent. Okay, I've got one. Okay,
Okay,
so
go ahead.
what are you wishing for this holiday season?
Tell me.
A nice, friendly, sexy man.
Oh.
Yes.
Bam.
Get in line.
Are
Yes.
you here? Are you here?
Yes, whoever said that. Yes,
Okay.
yes, thank you.
That's right. That's right.
I got another one. What are you wishing for this holiday season to get better at pickleball?
Okay.
Chris Kaiser. Was that you, Chris Kaiser?
Was that you?
Yes.
Look at there.
And then we've got it followed by, what are you wishing for this holiday season to beat Chris Kaiser at pickleball? What?
Full circle.
Full circle. Yes.
I love it.
I love it.
Okay, I got one. Were you naughty or nice this year? Naughty. Drank a lot of beer.
Yes.
Me too.
Same.
Not lying.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, here's one. Were you naughty or nice this year? I was nice. I helped my mom. Signed, Chris Kaiser's son, Jacob. Nothing for Chris Kaiser. That's fair. Fair, Jacob. Fair. Yes.
I think that's a great start. Zoom folks, make sure you put yours
Please
in
put
there.
it in the chat.
Yes.
Yes.
Should we get started?
Do y'all want us to get started?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna bring up our very first storyteller, Suhaila Elatar Young.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yes, that's right. That is right. She is an award-winning playwright, actor, and storyteller based here in Atlanta. And Horizon Theater has been her home for nearly 2 decades, having her very first world premiere play, The Perfect Prayer, here in 2006, which I had the pleasure of making my Horizon debut in. Yes. Her second world premiere play, Third Country, was part of their 2013 season. She's also been seen as an actor on the Horizon stage in 9 Parts of Desire, The Clean House, Freed Spirit, and the one time that she was an actor and playwright in 2020 in Nope, That's Just My First Name. Yes, please welcome to the stage Suhaila Alatar Young.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Megan. Happy holidays, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good? So everybody else, we're all ready for Christmas. I know all of you are ready for Christmas, but here's the deal. I was raised in an Egyptian Muslim household in a Southern Baptist town in the buckle of the Bible Belt. It took me a long time to enjoy Christmas. Okay? So my favorite holiday was Thanksgiving. I loved Thanksgiving. And the reason I loved Thanksgiving is because I got to do a holiday that everybody else got to do. You guys, I got to go back to school on Monday and people would be like, "What'd you do for Thanksgiving?" I'd be like, "We had turkey." And they would be like, "We had turkey too." And I was like, "I know, we all did the same thing." And like for the first time ever, people would walk up and be like, "You guys celebrate Thanksgiving? That's in your culture?" And I'm like, "It's not a religious holiday. It's also not an international holiday. So shut your shit down, okay?" But I loved it. I loved it. And my parents seemed to really like it too. They're immigrants. They naturalized, but they like bought in and they were like turkey and they did all the stuff a little bit different. We had rice because Egyptians eat a lot of rice. And then we had Egyptian stuffing. Yeah, I love that you're excited about it. It was fine. It was really fine, you guys. It was different. In 1987, though, Sherry Wilkins moved in next door and introduced my mom to cornbread stuffing, and I was like, what? This is everything. I love this holiday for many reasons. I woke up every Thursday morning, watched the Macy's Day Parade. It was just great. I was a part of what everybody else was doing, and it's me. Also, my birthday falls around Thanksgiving. So that was always really nice, especially this one time when my parents decided to hold my first birthday party in the first grade, and they invited everyone from my class to come, and only 2 students out of 25 came. And I lived a lot of my life thinking nobody really liked me until I realized they held the party on Thanksgiving. Because they didn't get it. I just really wonder about the families that brought their children. So for years, I really loved it, and it was really fine. But as my sisters got older and went away, what started to happen is that my mom Thanksgiving became her foothold to try to get control back over her family as her daughters were moving away and out of her control, right? And I didn't really notice how much it was affecting Thanksgiving, sort of like, what is that adage that a frog in a pot of boiling water, I just couldn't tell what was going on. And I didn't know how bad it was getting until I moved out of the house, right? And I got here to Atlanta, January of '98. I went back for one Thanksgiving that year, and then I came back here, and I never went back for the next 10 years because I got to celebrate Thanksgiving with my friends. And you know what we would do? We would wake up at like 10 in the morning, start the turkey, have wine by 10:30 or 11, get high by noon, go to sleep, wake up at 2:30 or 3, the turkey would be ready, and then we would eat, and then we would be done, and it was so happy and wonderful. And I was like, this is great, I have found my happiness. And I told my mom I'm never coming back. And then in August of 2011, my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and it was in its final stages. But also in August of 2011, I met a guy. Met a guy. Long story short, we got married this September after 10 years together. Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. I don't share happy things with my mother. Nobody shares happy things with my mother. She will take away the happiness and suck it out of it, right? So what I learned to do was just hide things. So in those first months that Dad was ill, like, I didn't bring Pat home. No one met him in the family. They didn't even know he existed. But my mom has this intuition, like really strong intuition. And then she also has a crazy imagination, batshit crazy imagination. And now her husband is sick, so she is completely off the rails. So inside she knows something is happening, but she doesn't know what. And one day I come home, it's 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and I drop Dad off because it's after his chemotherapy appointment. I go in and I'm going to do the dishes. And I feel this presence behind me. And you can feel it. Like, my mom is 4'8", okay? But when she walks into a room with this attitude, she is... And she just stands there. And I'm doing the dishes, and I'm like, don't engage. Just don't engage. And I hear, you know, it's a very bad idea to be involved with a married man. And I go... What? And I turn around, and my mother looks like a cross between Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Jack Nicholson from The Shining. She's in her nightgown, and she hasn't bathed, and she's just standing there. And I went, yeah, Mom, why are you... Oh, am I having an affair? And she goes, yes. And I went, oh my gosh, that's horrible. And she goes, yes. And I said, has it been going on for a long time? And she goes, yes. I went, do you know who it is? And she goes, no. I went, do you know what he does for a living? And she goes, he's in the theater. Of course he is. So I turn around back to the kitchen and I go to the sink and I choose not to engage. And she goes, you know, Paula Deen told Oprah Winfrey. And I went, about my affair with the married man? And she goes, no, about her affair with the married man. And she said it made her very unhappy and she felt like garbage. You need to stop seeing the married man. And I went, if I were, that wouldn't stop me, number one. Number two, I'm not seeing a married man. And she goes, come on. And I went, okay, you know what? There's nothing I can say here, is there? And she goes, no. And in my brain, that debate that I had been having about whether or not I was going to join them for Thanksgiving, for my dad's possible last Thanksgiving, was like, decided. I'm done. And as we got closer, Mom comes up to me and says, are you coming for Thanksgiving? Because you know your father is dying. And I went, and she goes, oh, do you have to be with the married man? To which I said, no, he has to be with his children and his wife. It's really hard for me, so I'm going to come and be with you guys. Happy holidays, everybody.
Give it up for Suhaila Elajaria.
I'm trying to get my wipes.
That was great. That was great.
Oh my gosh. Great. I love that. Have you been back for Thanksgiving?
No.
Okay, smart.
So my husband and I now just do Thanksgiving, and every Thanksgiving what we do is we do franchise. We choose a movie and we spend it with one another, and so like we'll go through all of the Back to the Futures.
Oh, nice.
All of the Godfathers, you know, all of the things.
Yeah.
We did the director's cut of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh my gosh.
I started those movies before I started the turkey.
Oh.
I thought when you said that you would do a franchise at like every Thanksgiving, like, okay, we open
McDonald's?
churches, Popeyes, then McDonald's, we open one every year. Yes.
Movie franchise.
I love it. That's great. So have you been naughty or nice this year?
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't understand why it's like got to be either or. Can I be both?
Yes, but we need reasons.
I mean, sure.
Reasons?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
We need examples.
So much attitude.
Have you met me?
Yes.
So naughty.
Yes.
There you go. I think that was an example of that. And nice. I got married.
Yes.
Yay! Round of applause. That's great. That's great.
There are people here going, that's not nice.
Do you have any wishes for this holiday season, Suhaila?
I mean, obviously, I would love COVID to disappear and no other incarnations of it to exist, and for everyone to learn our lessons. And if that doesn't happen, I wish everyone would wear a mask over their nose and their mouth at the same time.
Suhaila, what are you doing next?
Oh my God, it's so interesting. You should ask that,
I know,
Megan.
right?
So I don't know if you've heard of Horizon Theater.
No.
Okay. Well,
What is
Horizon Theater is producing my one-woman show. Nope, that's just my first name.
Yes.
We will be taking it into houses for private performances, into people's homes, and also doing it on stage for If you want more details about that, or if you'd like to actually host it, please go to Lisa Adler. If you don't know where she is, she'll yell.
Yes, I do have one question, Suhaila. In your show, will you be doing your mom impersonation?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So
We can't wait.
we love you, Suhaila.
Thank you.
Give it up.
Come on. Oh, she's my fave.
All right, so up next, we've got more Gwen Hughes. She's released 6 albums on Fairfield Records. Always a musical explorer. Her last and latest singles fuse jazz with EDM and hip hop. I Know Your Voice Anywhere, and You Make Me Feel Like Candy. Oh, hey. She was the Johnny Mercer Artist in Residence with the Georgia Music Hall of Fame and instructor for the Otis Redding Foundation Songwriter Camp. As an actor, she's appeared on many television shows, most recently Donald Glover's Atlanta, which is such a great show. She was also cast in 2012 in the world premiere of Stephen King and John Mellencamp's Ghost Brothers of Darkland County, with music production by T-Bone Burnett. She's also an advocate for music education all over the world, working with students of all ages in the U.S., Morocco, Kenya, Slovenia, and France, singing an original song. Gwen Hughes.
Thank you. First of all, just because we have 2 systems running here, are we loud enough? Can you guys hear us okay? Yes. Awesome. Are we too loud? No. I just turned down. This song, it's a song, I've written one Christmas song in my life. And this song has already been in a couple of movies. To show you how pliable holiday songs are, it was in a movie called what was it? The Night of the Wolf. Murder in the Prison. It was a horror movie about murders in prison. And then in 2019, it was the title sequence of A Very Corgi Christmas. Which is just about as good as you would produce it. And it's a song I wrote because, like Suhaila, I got married a little later, and this is my husband, Mike Hinton. I'm not saying yours was a little later, mine definitely was.
I'll take
it. Yes, dear. So this song was kind of written after we got married. So. Season lights, season brights, by the fire you hold me tight, and I know it's really Christmas now. I waited so very long by the fire, a solo song. It was never really Christmas now. Like a child looking at the tree, tinsel hiding all that could be, joy and wonder and sometimes tears. I can't believe you're finally here. Shiny paper in shiny files, by the fire, our shining smile together. It's really Christmas now. Like a child looking at the tree, tinsel hiding all that could be, joy and wonder and sometimes tears. I can't believe you're finally here. Joy to the world, it's finally Christmas
And Mike, we'll hear more from them in just a little bit. But next up is our next storyteller, Miss Jasmine Renee Ellis, is a native of Jackson, Mississippi, who now resides in Metro Atlanta. At the conclusion of her education at the illustrious Clark Atlanta University, she completed the Aurora Theater Professional Acting Apprenticeship, and since then, Jasmine has been all over the Atlanta stages, okay? She also has directing and writing credits with Aurora Theater Academy and Bicentennial Productions. She's excited to make her Horizon Theater debut with an original spoken word piece. Now, you can see Jasmine all month in Maria and Rosetta at True Colors Theater. Let's give a warm welcome from Ms. Jasmine Renee Ellis.
It's time to celebrate. Let's all come together to share our hearts of love that we feel for one another. This holiday, love we spread. We love to share in a special way. Christmas, the day that Jesus Christ was born. New Year's Day, we're entering another year. Thanksgiving, MLK, so holiday. 12 days to the soul holidays as I reminisce past Thanksgiving, Kwanzaa, New Year's, and Christmas. 12 reasons to love this season. The music, lights, cozy atmosphere, the magic, mystery, and decorative grandeur, movies, shopping, and proposal surprises, drinks, food, and some snow to keep it all alive. Each holiday filled with its own sound of blackness, loud, hard laughs, and a preparation of savory dishes. Our little ones filled with excitement and a few mistletoe kisses. Where if even for a few moments, our families gather as one, with our worlds covered in the warmth of faith, hope, and love, and tons of fun. 11 months of waiting for the soul holidays, playing the sounds of blackness over the radio or house stereo, Temptations, Jackson 5, and Whitney Houston repeating, Fred Hammond, Kirk Franklin, or our own melodic shrieking, to Chris Brown, Boyz II Men, and Mariah Carey, Stevie Wonder, Patti LaBelle, and Lionel Richie. The most wonderful time of year brings sweet tunes to our eager ears. Holiday harmonies drifting me into cozy bliss, secretly wishing the gifting obligations did not exist. 10 days remaining, and somehow the air is suffocating with competition. The day after giving thanks for what and who we have as a mass becomes a day of overspenders shoving through the looking glass, pushing overstuffed shopping carts to overcompensate for unspoken apologies, broken promises and unmet expectations. Consumers desperate to prove their worth. So much that some are willing to obtain debt to unearth the hurt. Yet no amount of wrapping paper can bandage our mistakes. No amount of money can replace a relationship after it breaks. No amount of food can simmer the underlying issues in the family. Just have the conversation, y'all. Offer the apology. Disappointment cannot be hidden in decorations. Grief is only temporarily stalled in celebrations. Forgive. Love. 9 days and I'm ready for a movie marathon. I should have outgrown Rudolph, Frosty, and all the Home Alones, a cup of eggnog or hot cocoa, a bucket of flavored popcorn, and I'm ready to go. The Grinch, Polar Express, and now Jingle Jangle are added to my list. Even The Wiz, and yes, Medea's Christmas. I love the weather. That reminds me life is unpredictable. The beauty of dying leaves in the fall, followed by blankets of snow in the winter. 8 days to remind me of all of my nieces and nephews. Each one of them expecting the Saint Nick to ride on through. Now, I'm not going to hate on Nicholas Claus, y'all. He has a cool thing going for himself, serving the entire world with a factory full of seemingly energetic elves. But if I could ask him one question, I would like to know, at what point does equality turn to equity when deciding which child gets less and another more? It surely cannot solely be based on his nice or naughty list. A deserving child without a parent should not have to miss. Perhaps each one should get a single gift from him and let us, the village, take care of the rest. No need to have children comparing quantities of gifts like it's a contest. Santa should be fair and not have favorites. His responsibility should be relatively small if we all share it. 7 days remaining to learn from the principles of Kwanzaa. Maintaining unity in the family, community, nation, race. Some don't love it, but we must embrace every ounce of our black and brown faces. Self-determination to define and speak for ourselves. Born from kings and queens, legacies we have not always upheld. Our collective workings and our responsibility to encourage and teach those in our village. United in building our own stores, shops, and yes, theaters. Profiting together from all of our kinds of businesses. Walking and serving in purpose to restore greatness. Using our creative gifts to add light in dark places. Faith to believe with all our hearts invested we can leave our communities more beautiful than we inherited it. 6 days remaining and servants of the season should be given more grace. It is not too late. I'm referring to those that bring you your plates. The waiter for your table. The person filling the popcorn buckets. The cashier ringing up the ingredients and party favors. A different angle of the register does not warrant rudeness and entitled behavior. We are not always right. The entire year should be filled with the spirit of giving. Serving without expectation and recognition. Warm blankets and hot meals for those who sleep under the stars. Yet we feel we are more deserving to drive by in our luxury cars. Don't forget, everything we have can be taken away in an instant. Some of us are just one paycheck away from being on the street. Let us humble ourselves. No need to read too much into it. 5 days remaining for the hours of food preparation and cooking. Menu solidified and the location for booking. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, rams, hogs, dogs. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, hold the rabbit. Planned house hopping and plate making. All the happy bellies full and shaking. Praying nobody puts the banana pudding in the oven. Wishing we would all agree that dressing is better than stuffing. Yes. Sacred traditions and treasures passed down from generations. Recipes and all the other special dishes ripe for the taking. 4 days left and I am on the hunt for my favorite seasonal candles. Bath and Body Works, a guilty pleasure I cannot handle. Vanilla snowflake and midnight snow, sweater weather and gingerbread marshmallow. 3 days for the pairs of hands wrapping all the gifts. Paper cuts and user-friendly taping sticks. Giant ribbons paired with a small key box. Boxes within boxes only to reveal a pair of socks. Too tiny for the lover's feet though. Painted portraits and surprise reunions. 2 days filled with the excitement of a couple's first winter. Newlyweds near an open fire. Everything seems just right. Each puzzle piece in its place. The sweet fragrance of love in the night. Or a special surprise proposal as a nervous lover prepares to kneel. Months of planning and anxious to seal the deal. Friends and family surrounding the surreal moment. Tears flowing, hearts glowing, smiling, and tearful faces after all the commotion. One day before it all goes down, some of us have to accept the bittersweet truth of the first year without a loved one. Never an easy thing to do. Or maybe it's not the first, but the pain and old memories come rushing back. Longing to hug their heartbeats goes unmeasured. Hearing their laugh or seeing them walk into the door, rolling over to kiss them or watching them open presents on the floor. Some behind bars or unable to travel from far away. Some serving our country and others we couldn't convince to stay. Yet we press forward. The size of the grief remains the same, but our worlds just grow bigger around it. Hours before and the room becomes silent. Bodies are now still, but the lights in our hearts are blinding bright as the clock strikes 3, 2. So holidays, so holidays, so holidays.
Yes, that was gorgeous. That was beautiful, really beautiful.
I'm in my feelings. Hold on. Let me get out. All right.
That was great.
Yeah, it was beautiful,
Thank you.
Jasmine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful piece with
Absolutely.
us. Yes, yes. One round of applause,
Yes.
guys. Okay.
Thank you.
And when can, I know you said before, but when can we see you at True Colors?
You can see me at True Colors now until December 30th in Marie and Rosetta.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Two women, right? Just
Yes,
two women
it's
on
just
that
a two-woman
stage.
show.
Yes.
There's music, we're singing, we're playing instruments, y'all. It's a really good time.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yes,
We're
yes.
so glad. We're so good lucky we got you here.
Yes,
Yes.
I know. Now, Jasmine, tell us,
Oh, yes.
what do you want, that homeboy Saint Nick to bring you?
I want homeboy Saint Nick to bring me a puppy.
Oh,
I've never had a pet, y'all. I just want a puppy.
Yeah. Oh, God, that was
Yeah,
great. Thank you, Jasmine.
yes.
Yes. I'm like, that's a good gift. Somebody give me no, don't give me a puppy. Have a baby. I'm so sorry. Do not bring me a puppy. Thank you, Jasmine,
Thank
so
you,
much.
Jasmine.
Thank you.
You're
Yes. It's amazing. I can help you. I think we have another selection from Gwen and Mike.
This next song that we're going to do is based on a piece written by Miles Davis. In 1960, and it featured the vocals of the great Bob Dorough, who many of you may know from the classic Schoolhouse Rock. Anyone? In 1962, Columbia Records put out I believe it was Columbia, put out a compilation called Jingle Bell Jazz. And they asked Miles, nay, required Miles, to deliver an original Christmas song. Well, Miles did, in a way that I think it's a very fitting follow-up to Jasmine's amazing piece. So now we're going to combine it with a little bit of a traditional carol. So we bring you, ladies and gentlemen, Little Blue Drummer Xmas. but for me it's blue, blue Christmas. That's the way you see it when you're feeling blue, blue Xmas. When you're blue at Christmas, you can see right through all the waste, all the sham, all the haste, and plain old bad taste. Sidewalk Santa Clauses are much, much, much too thin. They're wearing fancy rented costumes, false beards, and big fat phony grins. And nearly everybody's standing around holding out their hand and their tin cup. Gimme, 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 gimme. Fill my stocking up, all the way up. It's a time when the greedy give a dime to the needy. Blue Christmas. All the paper tinsel and the fall, they're all blue Xmas. People trading gifts that matter not at all. What I call fall, they're all bitter gall. Fall, they're all. Lots of hungry, homeless children in your own backyard, while you're very, very busy addressing 20 zillion Christmas cards. Now Yuletide is a season, O to receive and A to give and O to share, while all you December do-gooders rush around and rant and rave and loudly blare. Merry Christmas. I hope you have a bright one, but for me it's blue.
Let's give it up for Gwen and Mike. Woo! That was great.
We'll come up here.
Oh yes, it's time for your interview portion.
Come on up.
Come on up, don't be scared.
Come on up.
Don't be scared. Get on up here. Hi.
Oh, Mike, sit down. He said, I'm sitting.
Yes. Gwen, where can we hear some of your fabulous musings? Are you streaming anywhere?
I actually do songs that feature actual harmony instruments, not just me and a drummer. Though we do have some recorded that's just me and drums. At any rate, Spotify, we're on every streaming service. You can't get away from our music.
Excellent.
Everything, Pandora, everything.
So this might be an obvious question, but have you been naughty or nice?
I don't know, kind of a little of both.
Yes.
Like we delivered meals for our church and ran a lot of red lights doing it. So both, both.
Mike, how about you? About naughty, nice?
Yes, dear.
Perfect.
He said, yes, dear.
And what would you wish for this holiday season? What's your wish?
It's kind of like what Elvis Costello said. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Just for people to listen to each other and get beyond the headlines.
Yes. Oh, thank
Love that.
you. Love that. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much.
I love them.
Yes.
They're amazing. And go watch A Very Corgi Christmas. Yes. All right, it's time for our next storyteller. No stranger to the Horizon stage. Mr. Chris Kaiser says it has been his honor and pleasure to be an actor in his hometown of Atlanta for going on 5 decades. Yes. It's amazing. He's done many shows right here at the Horizon Theater. Superior Donuts, Quills, The Drawer Boy, The Lonesome West, Skylight, The Show With Me, Sweetwater Taste, thank you. And the good news is, thank you, he's still hungry to do more good theater. And he hopes to be back at the Horizon very soon. Without further ado, Mr. Chris Kaiser!
Come on down. There we go. So, in the mid-'80s, my young wife and I,
We had a house and we had jobs, and we decided that we wanted to start a family. So with all the love and the youthful vigor that we possessed at that time, we set about to make that happen. And it was, I gotta say, it was fantastic. You know, for all those times you worried in the back of the Buick about what was going to happen, and now suddenly, for the first time, you were able to just embrace the totality of what sex is and where it might lead, and we were just all about it, and no one could be, it was just great, except that it didn't work. And we were so shocked in that first month. We were young and we were healthy, and we didn't get pregnant, and we just couldn't imagine why, but we trying. And we said the same thing month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, month 6, month 7, and now we're starting to take advice from the elders and the folk advice that you hear, which is pretty benign, that I would have to start wearing boxer shorts and put aside those tidy whities. Probably should have done that anyway, so, okay. And that Terry there she should have a glass of wine. She should put her knees up afterwards. That sounds okay. We'll just try that. We tried everything. And we keep going and going and going. And now almost 2 years have gone by and we're still not pregnant. So then we decide we're just going to give up. And we are going to go and adopt. And we go to an agency, a Korean agency, and we're going to adopt a Korean boy. And it's hard to tell you how happy that made us. As this weight came off our shoulders, we wasn't even quite sure it was there, but we felt now it's really going to happen. We're going to get a baby. And, money and lawyers and all that, and it was all going great until the GBI investigates that agency, charges are filed, their license is pulled, and we lose everything. And so we are back to trying and failing and trying and failing. And we are very careful not to blame each other because the doctors never knew anything, and if they did, so what? And we just determined ourselves to keep our head up, one foot in front of the other, and to keep trying. But it's hard not to feel like a failure when you fail over and over and over again. Now real doctors are starting to get involved, and boy, I'm telling you what, when the doctors get involved, the romance starts to leach out of stuff. It gets harder and harder. So, in any case, another year goes by, and then a friend of mine who was a psychologist for the Catholic Social Services, she introduces me to a woman who has a bad husband. Now, she has a little bitty toddler at home, and her husband has her and another woman pregnant. So she agrees to give me her baby, and I meet with her again. There's money and lawyers, and I'm going to be her birth coach, and I'm going to be with her in the delivery room, and I'm going to help her through that birth, only I'm taking that baby home. So again, we're just so happy. It's going to be great. It's going to happen until she miscarries. Yes, and we're back to square one, trying and failing and trying and failing. So at this point, they never really found out anything, but they're surmising. They said something about maybe Terry has hostile mucus. Now, I had a lot of fun with that. I said, you know what? I always felt like your mucus was hostile. Oddly, she didn't think that was as funny as I did, but, who knows. So, in any case, there's no more sex. There's no sex whatsoever, because I have to save my shot. And then when Terry... this is all too real. And then when Terry realizes that she's ovulating, then we have to hustle down to the brightly lit doctor's office where a pert little nurse comes up with a little plastic cup and a Playboy and looks over at this room where I'm supposed to go over there and spend some quality time with myself. Now they're all waiting in the hallway, and when I come out, here I come with my little cup, and so Terry and I and the doctor go in, and he pours my essence into a syringe, and he makes up the syringe, and then there's a long tube which he inserts, and he's about to do it. He says, "Mr. Kaiser, would you like to push the plunger?" I said, "No, man, I'm good. You go ahead and do that. I'm all right, So, but that's what it came down to. That's what we were doing, and we were still failing every single month. So now 4 years have gone by, and Terry's folks have a house on Lake Hartwell, and so one weekend we were supposed to go up and spend the weekend with them. But Terry says, no, we can't go. I'm ovulating. So, but we look at each other and we say, oh my gosh, what difference does it make now? Let's just forget it. Let's just go to the lake and have some fun. And at the lake, the magic happens. And using the natural method, boom, we are pregnant. 9 months later, this happens. Jacob Kaiser, who's here tonight, on December 23rd, 1988, is born and comes home from the hospital on Christmas Day, sporting a little red cap that the staff at the hospital have knit for him. Yeah. So we're just so happy. We're so thrilled, and so a little more than a year goes by, and we think, oh, we want to have another baby. This is so great, and we better get started because you never know. So it was unbeknownst to us, those female pipes, which had given us such a problem the first time around, are now flushed out and lubricated. And what took 4 years the first time takes 4 minutes the second time. We don't hardly even think about getting pregnant, and boom, we are pregnant again. 9 months later, this happens. Y'all, this is not the same picture. This is Noel Kaiser, who is born on December 23rd. Yes, you heard me right. December 23rd, 1990, comes home from the hospital on Christmas Day in the now familiar red hat. So this is great. We are just, we have everything set out now, but all of a sudden, I'm starting to kind of worry. Gosh, I got 2 kids, 2 years apart. Their birthdays is 2 days before Christmas. And I'm thinking, man, I better start my Christmas club now, But fortunately, at that time, I was a member of the company of the Academy Theater. And in those days, we were the ones that did A Christmas Carol. And it was great. It was perfect timing and everything. I got to play Scrooge a couple of times there. And any case, but then like it happens with a lot of arts organizations, they have money problems and they abruptly shut their doors. Before this time, when we were doing A Christmas Carol, the Alliance was their musical slot. But now when we closed our doors, the Alliance was all over it. And they started doing A Christmas Carol. I'm out of work. I hire myself over there to audition for A Christmas Carol at the Alliance. As soon as I go in the audition room, they say, you can't play Scrooge. You're too young, you're not a Brit, we got other people. And I said, okay, I just hopefully I want to be in the play. And they said, well, we'll see. Well, okay, I did get in the play, and I played, everything but Tiny Tim and the Women. And I saw some great Scrooges. There was Terry Beaver, formerly of the Academy Theater, Roger Forbes from the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, and Tom Key for 3 years. Yeah, he was great. So in any case, but in the end, they kind of ran out of guys. And so I'm like, I've done that play, and I know those lines. I could do. So, and Kenny Leon, he hired me to play Scrooge at the Alliance. So I did it for 3 years there, and this was the last 3 years of the Sandra Deer version. Right after that comes in Kenny's second in command, David Bell, and he's going to just renew the whole project. New script, new Broadway scale set, new costumes, new music, out with the old, in with the new. And he comes up to me and he says, you can't play Scrooge, because I have a great relationship with my brother Tom Key, and I want him to play Scrooge. I said, okay, I just want to be in the play. So he says, okay, we'll see. So then about a week later, he comes and says, well, Tom Key said no. And so he said, would you like to play Scrooge? And I said, oh, yeah. So I did it that year and the next 16 years in a row. 4 of those years, my little daughter Noelle, she was also in the play with me from age 8 to age 12 as a Cratchit kid, kind of the ultimate take your daughter to work, you know? Yeah, so it was really fabulous. So, but at the end of, 30 years in the play and 20 years as Scrooge, and you remember those 2 little babies I showed you before? Now they look like this. And after all that time, I finally felt, well, maybe it's time for other guys to have a shot at that fantastic role. David DeVries has since done a wonderful job, and this year my friend Andrew Benader is playing Scrooge, and all power to him. They're just fantastic actors. So through all this, my wife of 40 years and I, there have been so many setbacks and and times of trouble, but we always kept our heads up and one foot in front of the other, and in the end, we kind of had it all. And so in just a couple of weeks, we're going to have the 2 birthdays. My daughter Noelle is in Chicago, but she'll be home for her birthday with her brother. 2 days after that, with immense gratitude in our hearts, we will celebrate Christmas together. So from our family to all of yours, I just want to say, God bless us, everyone.
Chris Gazer! Oh, God, that was great.
A legend.
I know the humility with, I just want to be in the play. One of the greatest actors Atlanta has seen. Just wants to be in the play. I mean, yes.
That's amazing. I love it. Chris, tell us, what do you want from old St. Nick this year?
What do I want? I want world peace.
Yes.
And I want domination over my pickleball adversaries.
Yes.
That's all I want.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Have you? Yeah, I think yes. Have you been naughty or nice?
I forgot how to be naughty, man. I'm just been naughty.
All that practice.
Happy holidays, Chris Gazer. I'm gonna go.
Guys, thank you so much for being here this evening. While Megan does beautiful work of pulling the screen up, I am going to stall before our last storyteller this evening. That is no stranger. Bam! That's my friend, y'all. That's my friend. She did great. Rob Cleveland is no stranger, of course, to the Horizon stage, and most recently appeared on the Horizon stage as Krampus in A Waffle Palace Christmas. He has appeared on stages all around Atlanta, most notably Hoke in Driving Miss Daisy, Sam in Master Harold and the Boys, Susie nominee, and Midge in I'm Not Rappaport, Susie nominee as well. Other recent projects include The Royale at Theatrical Outfit, Doll's House Part 2 at Action Express, and Aurora Theater. Now, once Megan gets done making the mic COVID safe, the next voice you will hear is that of Mr. Rob Cleveland.
Turn it off. No, it's on. Gee, off those inspirational stories and lovely and Jasmine. Okay, this ain't gonna be like that. So they asked me to talk about a very special Christmas, and I'm Atlanta born and bred, so I thought about many different Christmases, and I figured I would talk about my favorite Christmas, and we all have one. We think about that one special Christmas when all the stars aligned, and for me it was when I was 9, for a number of reasons. The next year I was going to be 10, and several things were going to happen when I was 10. I didn't find out until I was 10 that I was going to be promoted to elf. So, just the kids listening, just don't worry about it. But I was going to be promoted to elf. Also, between 9 and 10, I grew a few inches. That meant riding in the pink pig was no longer a joy. Yeah, for those of you that are not from Atlanta, we would every year take our children downtown to Rich's and cram them into what somebody thought was a good idea. We gonna make us a monorail that Dorothy's munchkins could barely fit in, and we're gonna paint it pink. We're gonna stick a pig head on one end and a pig butt on the other end. We're gonna cram children into it and make them ride around inside the store. If that sounds really out, you people that are from here go like, well, that was a tradition. People that have moved here goes, what the hell were y'all smoking? It was a time when Black Atlanta and White Atlanta would come together Thanksgiving night and watch the bridges light up, and all the parents go, we got to shove our kids into that pig and fly us over to the Secret Santa workshop where parents would pre-buy presents, and they would give them to you, and you would wrap them, give them your present, and they would go like, oh, what's a surprise? Okay, look. The other reason that 9 was my best Christmas ever because I was going to get the bike. I'm not meaning a bike. I was getting the bike. Now, when I say bike, some of you are thinking about bikes. I'm not talking about these bullshit bikes that they have now. These are not bikes. I don't know what the hell they are. When I was a kid and we had a bike, we didn't have handbrakes, okay? You wanted to stop, you pedaled backwards. Got bikes with 27 gears. You want to change gears, you pedal faster. And we didn't have helmets. We didn't have helmets. If you flew off your bike and you couldn't control how you landed, you died. You were out of the gene pool. We didn't have seat belts. If your mother didn't have a quick right arm, you died. You're out of the gene pool. Too many people are living right now. I'm just sorry. Because of helmets and seat belts, we had what happened in 2016. That's all I'm saying. Now look. But 9, I was going to get the bike. I was getting a Schwinn Roadmaster 2000. Now bearing in mind, this was in 1964, so calling something the Schwinn Roadmaster 2000, that was really, really cool. I mean, it was the bike of bikes. And I had to have the bike of bikes because in my neighborhood we had what every neighborhood had. Every neighborhood called it something different, like Dead Man's Hill, Suicide Hill. My neighborhood, we just called it The Hill. This is where city engineers decided, just for the hell of it, we're going to have some pavement go straight and then it's going to drop at about a 90-degree angle for about 200 yards, and then it's going to peel into a 45-degree turn in a residential area. And it was required that you race your Christmas bikes down the hill. Did I mention no helmets and no brakes? This was to weed out the kids. But I could never do the Christmas bike race because I didn't have the bike. I had bikes passed down from my cousin who was like 2 years older, so I got all of the hand-me-down stuff. My cousin was a girl, and so I had her pass down bikes, and I was not going to get on the Christmas hill with the little pink tassels on the bike. But I'd been particularly good that year, so I knew I was getting the bike, the Schwinn Roadmaster 2000. And so Christmas Eve, we're beyond excited. My brother's 3 years old, younger than I am. I was 9, he was 6. We were so excited we knew Santa Claus would not come till we were asleep, so we went to bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We knew the rules. You go to sleep on Christmas Eve, you wake up, Santa Claus is there. Went to bed at 4 o'clock, we woke up at 5:30 in the afternoon. Ran to the living room and said, "What's up?" And, my mother was a good sport. My father was just like, "The hell are you talking about?" And so we kept our pajamas on at 5:30 afternoon. We ate dinner, kind of settled down. Finally around 9:30, we went to sleep. I mean, it's hard to make yourself go to sleep. And we finally dropped off, and then I heard like bells. And then I was like, whoa. I woke up, it's pitch black, and it was magical, guys. I heard Santa and his elf putting together my bike. It was like I could hear them putting together my bike. And Santa was pissed. Evidently, the elf forgot the instructions. And Santa and his elf had been drinking. I know they had been drinking because when they got drunk, Santa and his elf sounded like my dad and my Uncle JB. And it was magical. I could hear the magic, but it was something like, what the hell is it? It goes in there. No, that piece goes into there. What? Look, one goes into 1A. I know that goddamn much. What? Where the hell does this go? Into the handlebars? Yeah, they go on the damn top of the bike. Okay, fine. Where's the seat go? Where do you think the seat goes? And it got back and forth, and then it kind of lulled, and there was a lull, and I heard, well, looks like a bike. And then I heard the elf go, yeah, we got a bunch of shit left over. And I think I heard Santa say like, well, Mrs. Claus always packs extra. I don't know. But I drifted back off to sleep, and I woke up again. Like the barest amount of sunlight was coming to the window. I wake up, and I go, George, wake up. We gotta go see Santa. Now, the rule was we couldn't see Santa's, we couldn't experience Christmas without our parents. So 4:30 in the morning, we run into our parents' bedroom, and we go, Mom, Dad, Christmas, Santa. My mom was amazing. And bearing in mind this woman had just gotten to bed like 5 minutes ago. Mom was on that mom drug. She was on it, oh my God, Santa's here. And she's going to get my dad, clean, Santa's here. My dad wasn't having it. My dad was like, what, he got it again? Damn it, we changing the locks. We go into the living room, and the thing with Mom, we go in first, you turn on the Christmas tree lights. You go in the living room, and there's the Christmas tree is there, and this obscene bounty of toys and things that are gathered under the tree. And there, off to the side, in like a halo, was the Schwinn Roadmaster 2000. It was just solid red, the black seat, the handlebars were just glistening, and I was like, that was kind of the sound I made. And I said, Mom, can I go? I'm going to the hill. And I couldn't wait to get on the hill and race the other kids with their jive-ass Christmas bikes. I knew they weren't getting Schwinns. I mean, maybe the kid was going to have a Shin. Some of the generic bikes. Some that just called bike. My mom said, no, you got to eat breakfast first. I inhaled pancakes. It's like, boom, and they took the syrup. Okay, right. And I got dressed. I couldn't wait to get on the hill. I could imagine going down that hill. Only time in my life I'd ever wished I was white. I just wanted to feel that wind whipping through my hair. It was 1964, way before Jerry curls, so I didn't even know that was possible. But I know, even if you have a big afro, the wind's going like, whoop, nothing happened. I put on my jacket, put a scarf around my neck. My mom said, be careful. I said, okay, Mom. Took my bike out. Our house was at the top of the hill. I walked up the driveway. The kids were already, it was the intentional gathering of the kids for the bike ride down the hill. I walked up. And the guy's like, oh, is that a Schwinn? I said, Roadmaster 2000. What you got? I have a Shin. Street Master 5. What you got? Bike. Bike number 1. It's like 6 kids with their bikes up there. And they said, okay, on 3. I said, no. You guys go ahead. I'm going to give you a halfway start. And the 3 kids were all like, oh. So they hop on their bikes. They push off. They go down the hill. I wait till they're about halfway. I mounted the Schwinn Roadmaster 2000. Kicked off. Going down the hill. I caught up to them in like nanoseconds. Screw the parsec run. The Kessel run in 20 parsecs? Oh, hell no. And I zipped past them. They were like, wah! And I went to wave, and the handlebars. Now, I'm on a circus bike. And I'm still pedaling. I'm going like, shit! And my friends were going, oh, damn! What the hell? And I'm trying to put the handlebar back in. And I try to slow down, and I hear something go, what? And I look, and the chain has just flowed over into Miss McNair's yard. Do you remember how I told you we would put the brakes on by pedaling backwards? That don't work if you got no chain around the wheels. Now I'm like pedaling backwards, and then I'm trying to get the handlebar, and I hear a kaboom, and I see the seat just go bouncing down the road. Now I got no handlebars, no chain, no seat, which means I can't sit back down. And then the front wheel is kind of like that, because it's got no chain holding it on, and it's not very tight, and so that wheel is like bouncing like this. I get to the bottom of the hill. I go to whip in that 90-degree turn, which you can't do if you don't have handlebars. I use my whole body handlebar to, wow! And we crashed the bottom of the hill. One wheel goes this way, one wheel goes that way. Only thing left is me. That frame was left of the spoke and trying not to go where it shouldn't be going. I laid down and I opened my eyes up, and my friends gathered around me in a circle. A couple of them were crying. They were just all like, that was the most amazing thing we've ever seen. Where'd you get that magic bike? Oh my God, Robert, can you do that again? And I picked my bike pieces up with all the dignity of 9, and I went, no. Show's over. I limped back up the hill, picked up the seat, picked up the chain, there's the handlebars. I got back into the house, I collapsed, went to my room and cried. Oh no, they were cries. That was a cry of triumph. That went down for years as the most amazing Christmas bike race in the history of Collier Heights neighborhood. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Rob Cleveland!
Oh, and the next morning, evidently Mrs. Claus got involved. The bike had been miraculously reassembled with all the parts.
Yes!
Thanks.
Yes!
Go ahead.
You okay? Because them braids is like, I don't know what's happening here. It's like from the Krampus show we did, but it's got like, I had like the horns and, okay.
Yes.
Oh, see that? Toro! Rah! Okay, sorry.
I got nothing.
Okay. Have you been naughty or nice?
I'm just me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do have one question for you,
Okay.
Rob Cleveland. Where can we see you performing right now? I mean, right not this minute, but tomorrow.
No, right, actually, you can see me performing right here. Tomorrow night and Wednesday night, we're doing The Salvation of Eddie Scrooge, a rock and roll Christmas carol with some wonderful people in it, including little Miss Eden Mew over there who plays in our version.
Eden.
Not Tiny Tim, but Tiny Tina. Yes, and yeah, Keena Redding is playing Scrooge. Yeah. In an early rehearsal, we were talking to Chris Kaiser, and they were saying like, "Hey, Chris, we're doing a musical Scrooge. You want to be?" And he didn't get the S out Scrooge out of his mouth. He said, "Chris, you want to be?" No. I'm good. I done Scrooged out. Yeah. But yeah, we'll be here. It's a lot of fun. It's a concert version, and we're doing all proceeds go to the Atlanta Artist Relief Fund because a lot of artists. Yep. But we're very happy to have live theater back. The audience has been great. And I did do the first show back at Actors Express with Red Speedo, which was really fun.
I saw it. It was fantastic. You
And
were
unfortunately,
amazing.
I was not in the Red Speedo, thank God. Because Marlon Burnley was in the Speedo the whole show and nobody even looked at me on stage.
You were fantastic.
No, I'm standing there, every woman that's there goes, So.
Thank you.
No question? Okay, I'm fine. We good? You okay,
You gotta say,
What? I have to say what?
all I know is my grandma's house is on a hill, and I saw plenty of falls off that hill. So that's all I could think about. So thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob.
All right.
Well, I think this is our show.
This is
right?
it.
That's right.
That's our show. Stay there. Stay there. We're going to bring all of our performers up for an applause. One more curtain call. Thank you. I'm Megan. And this is Southbound, True Life Tales. Take it away, Glenn. Yes.
Swing and swing, violins in the lane, slowly twisting. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is a new word, stay is a new word. We sing a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman. Pretending he was Parson Brown. We'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town. Get around, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire. Things unafraid, the plans that we made. Walking